Hi there, my name's Tim Hutchings. I'm sitting here high up at the Trident Hotel above the bay in Mumbai. Very, very lucky. It's a beautiful warm afternoon, a Sunday afternoon. The city's marathon was this morning. There is this city. Look at that. That's just one of the peninsulas here in Mumbai, where apparently apartments cost a few bucks, if you know what I mean. But you don't want to see that. You want to hear about running, don't you? Well, I'm with just the right person here because I'm with the one and only living legend, Meb Keflezighi. Meb, how are you doing?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
Well, I'm really good, Meb. Thank you so much for joining me in this somewhat informal setting. It's a lounge that some floors are allowed to access. Just for those of you who are not aware, Meb is 2004 Olympic silver medalist in the marathon. That was the Athens Games, in case you've forgotten. He was the New York City Marathon winner in 2009. He was the Boston Marathon in 2014. Yeah, that's right. 11 years after he got his Olympic medal, he won the Boston Marathon. He's a former US record holder at 10,000 meters on the track. He's had high places in the world cross country. He's done just about everything. He's been there and done it, as they say. So, Meb, I hope you don't mind me just giving everybody a very brief rundown of some of the highlights of your career. But after the early challenges in your life, Meb, I don't want to say those sort of achievements in track and field and road running were easy, but you did have a pretty tough time of it, didn't you, when you were a kid? Can you just talk us through in sort of bullet point terms what you went through to get from being a poor kid in rural Eritrea to living in, well, first of all in California and then living in luxury somewhere down in Florida?
Thanks, Tim. Running, we all know it's hard, it's difficult, but the struggle that I had to go through, my family and I had to go through from the war-torn country of Eritrea with Ethiopia, where my dad has to walk over 225 miles to save his life, was dramatic, and leaving behind a wife and 6 kids at that. So it was a challenge, but they made a commitment to each other that if he makes a safe land, he would look after us. And my mom was the husband and the wife in the household to be able to make sure everything was smooth on her end. But luckily, my dad made it to Sudan after a year and a half there, went to Italy, and then he became good friends with this boss named Dr. Brindisi. And as he worked harder and harder, he asked him, "Why you work so hard?" And my dad said, "Well, I'm trying to save my wife and 6 kids." And they became friends. He's like, "Can you do me a favor, though?" I'm like, "What do you need?" He's like, "Well, I need you, if you can, lend me 10 million lire money to save my wife and kids." I said, "Well, is that to save one person or to save everyone?" And my dad said, "With the money that collected, I would love to get your support and save them." And said, "We'll come back on Wednesday." And my dad returned it on Wednesday, and Dr. Brindisi gave him 10 million lira cash, and he said, "This is not a loan, it's a gift," and that's how we got paid.
And that was what? That was $6,000.
Correct. Yeah, that was at that time. That conversion was about 6,000 years.
So what year was this?
1985.
85, and that enabled your dad to take the whole family to San Diego, where your sister lived.
So from Eritrea to Athens, we met Athens briefly for a week with my dad, and then to Italy, and then we lived in Italy for a year and a half, and then eventually my sister Ruth sponsored us to come to San Diego with the Red Cross, and that's where we end up. People thought I lived in San Diego because of the beautiful weather, ideal for running, but that's where my sister was living. Coincidentally, we happened to be there, and then eventually I picked up running, but I never ran in the Eritrea before.
So your dad's incredibly hard work and vision, and your mum's great parenting as well, of course, was one reason that your life got turned around. But also getting to the States, going to high school and then a great college, you were kind of saved by running as well. It was a happy landing, wasn't it, finding running? What do you love about running?
Running is a beautiful thing. I discovered it when I was in 7th grade to get an A and a t-shirt like most runners do. That's how I started, and eventually just got better and better. It helped me with self-confidence, ability, and discipline and dedication and hard work. That's pay off, and then eventually just that translates from sports to academics and to real life, live life stories. So I just work extremely hard, and I still love it because it kind of provides opportunities. Just that we're in Mumbai, because of running, I'm here right now. So talking to you, so those things I don't think for granted. I have to pinch myself sometimes how lucky I have been, but the discipline did not stop at the finish line. I still work hard the best that I can to be an ambassador for the sport. So I'm here for Tata Mumbai Marathon as an ambassadorship for them. So just feel very fortunate.
I mean, we've all been fortunate, I guess, if you in the world of running, if you work in sport, or if anybody who works in a sport or something they're passionate about is very, very lucky.